Well, welcome into a special edition of our High School Hoops Game of the Week on KTGR. Andy Humphrey with you. We appreciate you joining us exclusively on our KTGR YouTube channel and on our Facebook page as we bring you a matchup that is a long-standing rivalry. The Hickman Cupies and Rock Bridge Bruins facing off again on the hardwood in boys basketball in about 5 minutes or so. Highly anticipated matchup every single year. And once again, these two teams should be primed to give us a pretty exciting game once again. Rockbridge comes in on a 3-game winning streak, 17-5. Their last win in conference over Jefferson City on Thursday night, 51-31. And as they have done all season long, have ridden a defensive effort that has brought them to this record so far, and looking to build upon that with another conference win. Right now, the Bruins stand second in the conference standings behind only Battle, who is 5-0. Rockbridge is 4-1. Should Battle slip up down the stretch, maybe Rockbridge will have a chance to get a share of that conference crown. Meanwhile, the Hickman Cupies back to 500 after a loss on Saturday to Waterloo, Illinois in a shootout event, 44-41. A bit of a defensive struggle in that contest, but the Cupies unable to get on the winning end of it after defeating another crosstown rival in Father Tolton the night before on Friday night. Hickman is amidst a stretch over the next week plus where they are facing all three of their Columbia foes in short succession. They got the win on Father Tolton on Friday night, trying to do so against Rockbridge here tonight, as the Cupies and Bruins will do battle here in just a few minutes. And we're excited to bring it to you exclusively on KTGR's YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/@KTGR Sports. Hey, it is also time to recognize our KTGR Athlete Spotlight with MU Healthcare Sports Medicine. And this week features Hickman freshman forward London Stemmons, who poured in 40 points combined and 2 wins for the Cupies last week over Camdenton and Father Tolton. That's London Stemmons, our KTGR Athlete Spotlight with MU Healthcare Sports Medicine, providing everything athletes need to be and stay at their best, because they're competitors too. Again, Rockbridge and Hickman out set to do battle here at Rockbridge High School, and it is really filling up as it does each and every year for this matchup. You're going to hear 2 student sections at full throat tonight. You might hear it through the background noise. We try to mitigate it as much as possible so you can hear the action on the court as much as you can. Maybe difficult tonight, we shall see, but the Cupies and Bruins have fought to almost an even split of these head-to-head matchups over the last 5 seasons. In fact, they're 4-4 against each other. That came on the heels of Rockbridge winning 8 straight between 2018 and 2020. And so now we'll see who gets the edge in that head-to-head series. Recently, over the last 6 seasons, Rockbridge, by the way, has won each of the last 3 regular season battles. Over that same stretch, Hickman has eliminated Rockbridge in the district tournament in multiple years. Of course, this game not only with the conference implications, but also with the district implications on the line. It's not the only determining factor, but head-to-head can factor in to what your seed line is in the district tournament, which is coming up in only a couple of short weeks. Both these teams will be heading over to the Kansas City area for that. We'll get started with lineups and tip-off in just a few minutes. We'll take a short break for the national anthem and bring you the action between Hickman and Rockbridge in just a bit. Stay right here on our High School Hoops Game of the Week, KTGR. Again, we're set for a highly anticipated matchup this evening as the crowd ramps up and the starting lineups get introduced between these two. The Hickman Cupies and Rock Bridge Bruins about set to do battle here at Rock Bridge High School. Let's give you those starting lineups. First for Hickman at 11-11 on the season under head coach Cray Logan. Same starting five that started last Friday against Father Tolton. Elijah Tatum, the 6'4" senior forward, along with the 5'9" senior guard Hunter Jackson. 6'6" junior forward Will Gruce in the starting lineup, along with the 6'1" sophomore guard Theo Wilson. And then the 6'8" junior forward down low, Zion Luque, got above 19 points in the Cupies' most recent win on Friday night against the Trailblazers. For Rockbridge at 17-5 under Hall of Fame head coach Jim Scanlon. Their usual starting five as well. The 6'2" junior guard and forward Bookie Kritza, Donovan Paris, the 6'2" senior guard, also in there. Will Priest, the 6'7" sharpshooter senior Will Priest. 6'1" sophomore guard Jordan Davis also starts tonight, and the 6'3" junior forward Nick Timbrook rounds out the starting lineup for Rockbridge. As Rockbridge wears the home white uniforms with green and gold numbers on front and back, Rockbridge written across the front, green and gold stripes along the sides of the jerseys and pants. Road purple jerseys for Hickman. Hickman written across the front in white lettering and gold trim, numbers and letters on front and back, and the white and gold stripes and outlines along the side of the shirts and pants. Again, these two have played to a 4-4 even split head-to-head over the last 5 years. Rockbridge won last year's matchup 67-57 at Hickman's place. But of course, with how evenly matched these two have been recently, it is hard to expect anything when these two meet up. We're glad you're with us for it on our KTGR YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. High School Hoops on KTGR is powered in part by 1851 Underground Tap and Grill, Advanced Tree Solutions, API Project Fitness, and Betts Jewelers, as well as Columbia Public Schools partners, Hy-Vee, Columbia Land Care, Columbia Printing and Sign, Edward Jones, Wingate Pest and Lawn, Kona Ice, and Boone Health. There's the tip at center court. Hickman controls it. They move from right to left. We are underway in this Providence Bowl rivalry in boys basketball between Hickman and Rockbridge. Here's Will Gruce driving baseline left side. Then he hands it off to Jackson, who backs it out. Jackson guarded by Paris as he throws it into the corner. Wilson thought about the three. Instead, he drives inside, gets to the elbow, looking for help, finds it outside to Luque, who shovels it out to Jackson. He'll try the three. It's a little short, off the rim a few times and out. Rebound by Timbrook of Rockbridge. As the Bruins now have their first possession of the game here. Donovan Paris at the point, hands off left side to Jordan Davis, and then Will Priest back to Paris up top. He throws to his right, over to Davis. Jordan Davis looks inside, lobs over to Timbrook. Nice leaping catch, leaps over Wilson and lays it in. The first points of the game go to Rockbridge with Nick Timbrook taking down the lob, landing first, and then resetting to finish the job on the left side. 2-0 Rockbridge. Hickman basketball. Driving inside Wilson. Now a baseline drive by Elijah Tatum. His shot blocked away by Bookie Kritza. Rockbridge has it back. Here's Timbrook. Up the floor. Here's Kritza. Just inside the arc. Gives right side to Paris. A three on the way from Priest. And it's down the hatch. 5-0 start for the Bruins. Will Priest hits his first triple. Approaching 6.5 to go in the first quarter. And Hickman with the ball. It's the cross half court with Wilson. Wilson walks the perimeter, now probes inside, gets it outside now to Jackson, who's up top, guarded by Davis, spins around at the free throw line, leaves it for Gruce outside. Gruce drives to the block, misses the layup left side, rebound bounds around, goes to Kritza, but then he threw it out of bounds. He thought he was fouled while throwing the pass, but it was behind his intended target, and Hickman gets it back on this near sideline. Down 5-0, 6:14 left in the first quarter. Wilson surveys the options, goes to the elbow with Luque, guarded by Priest. Luque crosses over Priest, spins around, gets to the right block, scoops it up and in. Boy, those long arms came in handy for Zion and Luque to put Hickman on the board. It's 5-2 Rockbridge. Now a press coming from the Cupies in the backcourt. Paris playing catch with Kritza. Still not across yet. Here's Paris. Throws it across now to Timbrook, who drives inside on Gruce. Timbrook with the right hand off the rim twice, no, but a foul is called underneath. And the first foul of the game. Will Gruce picks it up. And it'll be free throws for Nick Timbrook, their main inside presence offensively. And to the free throw line for the first time, puts the first shot up and missed it short. 5:45 left first quarter. It's a 5-2 Rockbridge lead. One more coming for Timbrook with mismatch shoes, one purple, one orange. Makes the second free throw. It's 6-2 Rockbridge. Now the Bruins open up in a press. Hickman gets it into Jackson. Looking for help, goes to Gruce. Now Wilson, still not across. Gruce and Wilson still in the backcourt. Now Gruce crosses with Timbrook guarding. Gruce dribbles away, throws it to his left with Tatum. He's picked up by Kritza. To his right, he goes to Wilson. Wilson a crossover to the elbow, gives outside to Luque. A jab step, then he backs out. 5:24 left in the first quarter. Hickman with the ball, down 4. On the right side, Luque got baseline. A floater up in the air, and it drops home. Zion Luque with all 4 points for the Cupies. 6-4 Rockbridge, 5:12 left in the first. Pressure by the Cupies in the backcourt. Here's Harris, throws it across. Leaping catch by Priest at the top of the arc, and he tries a three. Missed it. Offensive rebound, Kritza threw it at the feet of Timbrook. He goes to the ground to grab it. A tie-up is called as Jackson fought for the ball, and both players still will not let go. And they finally get separated there. You can immediately see that it is a rivalry game. Both student sections love the effort. 4:58 left in the first quarter. It's Rockbridge basketball on the possession arrow. They lead by 2. Now Paris will step out for the Bruins to inbound on the baseline. Paris looking for an option. Bounces it to the elbow with Kritza. Shovels out to Davis. Now he throws to his right to Priest. Into the corner. Paris drove inside on the against the grain feed there. He missed the layup, though. Rebound to Hickman as they race the other way with Gruce. He gets to the elbow, kicks out. Wilson in the corner. Throws it outside over to Gruce. Picked up by Kritza. Hands off with Luque. He dribbles to the near key. Luque guarded by Kritza here on the switch. Throws to his right. It's Tatum now right wing. Drives on Paris, then backs out near the corner. Good defense there by Paris. Ball was knocked away out of bounds. Last off Rockbridge. 4:28 left first quarter. And the Cupies will inbound a little deeper in the corner, still on the baseline, but maybe an odd angle here for Gruce. Looking for an option, has to reset up top with Tatum. Near the Bruin logo at midcourt, he hands off with Wilson, who takes charge. Wilson calls out the set. Cupies get situated. Wilson drives to the right wing, cut off by Paris, throws to his left. Jackson corrals it, and he has a one-handed pass to Luque right key, picked up by Timbrook. Luque gives to his left, now it's Gruce. Gruce hands off with Jackson. Quick trigger from 3. Leaves it short, but Jackson chases down the rebound. Drives baseline, throws it up, and it's behind the backboard out of bounds. He was trying to draw contact and a foul there, but wild shot that went behind the backboard. And it'll go back to Rockbridge with 4:01 left in the first quarter and a 6-4 Rockbridge lead. Kritza in the backcourt throws to Davis and then across to Timbrook, who drives inside 1-on-2, but floats it up and in. Contested shot inside the lane, but Timbrook gets it to fall. He's got 5 early points for Rockbridge. 8-4, the Bruins lead it. Here's Gruce across half court, right wing over to Jackson, hounded by Paris. Had the step on him to the baseline. Kicks out, deflected pass, but it finds its way to Wilson. Now he drives in on Davis. Kicks out to Jackson on the right wing. He then resets with Gruce up top. Gruce, oh, nice hesitation. Got past Timbrook and then drew the foul, I believe. But it was not on Timbrook. It was whoever was helping him in defense there. I believe that's Paris who picks up his first. That's the first foul of the game for Rockbridge. Hank Holliger, the first sub off the bench for Hickman. 5'9" junior guard. Takes the spot of Jackson. He has to chase down this inbound play. It goes into the backcourt. They save it from a violation. And now the Cupies have to come back across with Wilson. Now Gruce at the elbow. Gruce hands off right wing to Wilson. Driving on Davis. Good defense there by Davis to cut him off. Had to pass it off. Gruce couldn't catch it. Stolen away by Paris. Nice pass up the floor to Timbrook. Got fouled going up. Missed the shot. But he'll head back to the free throw line with 3:03 to go in the first quarter. And Rockbridge up 8-4. This foul going on Hank Holliger, he picks up his first. We've only seen 3 combined fouls in the first 5 minutes of this contest. Timbrook back at the line. Puts up the first shot, and it clanks off the rim to the left. Koopies will make another substitution. Leo Stockman, one of their leading scorers on the year, averaging 11 points a game, but usually comes off the bench. He'll take the spot of Elijah Tatum. Timbrook with one more, and it's short, but I believe a lane violation called. I think at least a couple of Koopy players were early in the lane there, so Timbrook will get one more shot at it. So 8-4, Rockbridge up on Hickman. 3:03 left first quarter. There's the second shot, and Timbrook makes it count after the violation there. 6 points for him. 9-4, Rockbridge leads. 3 minutes left first quarter. Wilson throws it across half court to Stockman, then to his right goes to Holliger, and he'll back it out as Holliger runs the point, picked up by Paris. Tries the move to the right side. Holliger backs out on the perimeter. Had it stolen away. Paris took it out of his hands. Here's Paris the other way. Left-handed scoop shot up and in. And he's fired up after that one. Timeout, Hickman, 11-4. Rockbridge has the lead with 2:38 left in the first quarter. And a huge energy play for Donovan Paris as he deflected the pass away from Holliger. He was just trying to throw to his left, but Paris was hounding him, got the deflection, and then caught it in midair himself. He was able to dribble away with excellent speed to beat every Koopy down the floor and scoop it in for some fast break points. So Hickman spends their first time out after Rockbridge extends out the lead to 11-4, 2:38 to go in the first quarter. High School Hoops on KTGR is powered in part by Family Pawn, Play It Again Sports, State Farm agent Phyllis Nichols, Stickland & Stickland Law Firm, and True Sun Exteriors, as well as Columbia Public Schools partners, Big O Tires, Jimmy John's, Socket, Five Guys, Columbia College, the Missouri Cotton Exchange, and Chapman Heating and Cooling. Hickman basketball after the timeout. They trail 11-4 as the Bruins pressure in the backcourt. Gruce trying to wait out the press here as they're ready to trap as it crosses. Wilson had 1 foot across, and then he threw it away. Timbrook with the steal for the Bruins as they look to build upon the 7-point lead. Paris running the point, guarded by Luque up top. Throws to the right side over to Timbrook. Looked at a back cut from Priest, instead hands it off to Paris. He'll drive with the left hand, puts up a high shot off the glass and in. Great touch from Donovan Paris. He's feeling it after back-to-back buckets. 13-4 Rockbridge leads. Here's Wilson across half court for the Koopies. Picked up by Davis, who's been good on-ball defense early on this first quarter. Wilson dribbles to the right wing, still looking for help. Hands off with Stockman there. Now he backs out. Stockman picked up by Davis. He'll drive to the perimeter, then spin around with the left hand, gets to the elbow, passes to the short corner. Holliger, he backs out right wing. Now Holliger spins around on Paris, got to the low block, hits out to Stockman, to the elbow, and then over to Wilson up top. He looked at the three. He instead drives on Timbrook. He's cut off there. Nicely done by the Bruins, not allowing any penetration here. Reminder, no shot clock. Here's Wilson trying to get a step on Timbrook. Hands off with Holliger. Spins around to the elbow, looks for help, then back to Wilson on the right side. Now they'll recoil again with 1:15 to go in the period. Rockbridge up 13-4. They've been defending a while, but doing so pretty well. Here's Wilson inside, kicks out. Holliger a three. It rattles out, and a rebound to Kritza. Boy, an elongated possession there for the Koopies, but they're unable to come up with points. Now Rockbridge with a chance left to right to extend upon a 9-point lead. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Harris picks up the dribble, throws to his right. Nobody ready for the pass, and it goes out of bounds. It went behind both Timbrook and Priest, who are not looking for it from Paris. And so a turnover back to Hickman. Both teams make substitutions. Hunter Jackson back in for the Koopies, and the Bruins make their first 2 subs. Graham McKim and Eli Jones both on at the guard spots. Bruce drives in on Priest, got to inside the lane, kicks out. Holliger tries another three. That rattles out. Kritza the rebound for Rockbridge. He's been active on the glass so far in this one on both ends. Now Jones dribbling with it for the Bruins as he asks for a ball screen. 23 seconds left. in the first period. Throws it out to Priest left side. Priest into the corner. McKim, and then thrown inside. A foul called with 17 seconds left. Leave on the catch attempt by Timbrook. Luque is called for reaching in for Hickman. That's the third team foul on the Cupies. Nobody near the bonus in this quarter. Bruins will inbound up by 9 on the baseline. Jones gets it into Kritza, low block. One dribble, then kicks it out. McKim, a catch and shoot three, hits it! Graham McKim off the bench, nails a triple. 16-4 Rockbridge. On the other end with 6 seconds, here's Jackson trying to cross over McKim. 3 seconds, Jackson gets inside, lost the handle, throws it up, it's good if it goes, and it's just a little strong on the fadeaway. An excellent quarter defensively for the Bruins as they build a 16-4 lead after one quarter over their rival Hickman. We'll step aside and bring you the second quarter next on our High School Hoops Game of the Week, KTGR. Second quarter about to begin here at Rock Bridge High School. The Bruins lead Hickman by a score of 16-4 after one quarter of play. Rockbridge doing an excellent job defensively, and that has shown up all season long, averaging only 49 points per game in their first 22. In comparison, Hickman allowing about 64 points a game. As the Bruins look to defend here, Hickman will start with the basketball first in this second quarter, trailing by 12. Now Jackson is hearing about the air ball chance from the student section for Rockbridge. Right behind him, Jackson throws it to his right to Howard, to the elbow. Gruce, nice find. Elijah Tatum got the baseline layup but missed it. Offensive rebound, though, as they keep it alive. The throw out to Stockman, tried a three but missed it. Another offensive board. This time Tatum puts it up and in. And Hickman cuts the lead down to 10. And they'll stay in the backcourt here, pressuring the Bruins as they bring it across. McKim to Priest, looking for an option up the floor, doesn't have it, gives to McKim as he crosses, bounces over to Timbrook, left wing, drives in on Gruce, and then spun around on the baseline, found Jones, open for three, he missed it. Long rebound out to Tatum as he threw it up the floor, but too strong for Jackson, over his head and out of bounds. So Hickman tried to go fast there and beat Rockbridge down the floor, but a little too strong on the pass from Tatum. And with 7:07 left in the half, Rockbridge gets it back, up 16-6. Jones makes the catch in the backcourt. Kritza and McKim now. McKim looking at two defenders. Kritza still in the backcourt. Throws it across, gets it to Jones. Now he has space down low. Outside, Will Priest tries the three. That's too strong. Rebound tapped up by Timbrook, but he couldn't save it out of bounds. And it goes back to Hickman with 6:49 left in the half. A 10-point lead still for Rockbridge. Hickman basketball. They're doing full court pressure as well. Jackson crosses, and now here comes the trap from the Bruins just across half court. Throws out of it to Holliger, then inside to Gruce. Makes space against Priest, misses the layup. Rebound goes out of bounds. It's last off Rockbridge with 6:34 left in the half, so the Cupies will keep it on the inbound right baseline. Gruce to trigger it in. Still holding, still looking, still holding. Now has to go up top with Holliger, who catches right near the midline. Holliger had it deflected away initially, but Jones unable to get the steal there at first. Still pressure as Holliger passes out to the elbow with Gruce. Drives inside, another deflection. Passes out to Stockman, enters inside and floats it up and in. That was a tough shot, bit of a flat line, but it found its way through. And Leo Stockman with his first points for the Cupies as they have the first 4 points of the second quarter and trail at 16-8. Across half court, Kritza throws it right side. Will Priest driving in. Correction, that's Timbrook as he gets fouled going up, and we'll head back to the line. Leo Stockman called for the foul. He thought he had it cleanly on the block, but the officials disagree, and now Timbrook to the free throw line for his 5th and 6th attempts in the first half. He is the only player for either side that has been to the line so far. He hits the first. He's got 7 points in this game so far. Hickman making a substitution, or actually 2 to be exact. Theo Wilson and Zion Luque return. And Beckett Bruns is set to check in for Rock Bridge, but it's a miss here from Timbrook, so he'll have to wait. Rebound to Hickman as they trail 17-8, under 6 to go in the first half. Here's Jackson across half court, guarded by Jones at the point. Passes out to Luque on the right wing. Luque guarded by Kritza. He'll start the dribble, spin around on Kritza, and then hand it off with Jackson. Jones still picking him up in the man-to-man. He calls out the offensive set. Hickman just hasn't been able to get into their action as here comes Jackson driving inside, threw it away. Kritza the steal for Rockbridge. Throws up the floor to Timbrook over his head and over the baseline. We'll go back to Hickman on the turnover with 5:29 left. Now Beckett Bruns, the 6'7" freshman, can check in for Timbrook as he'll man the center spot for the Bruins. Hickman gets it in under some light pressure from Rockbridge. They're essentially ready to meet him at half court. Wilson dribbling across for the Cupies, draws a double team, passes to his left over to Stockman, into the corner with Jackson. Then back to Stockman up top and over to Wilson to his right. 5:10 left in the first half. Hickman with the ball, down 9. On the left wing, Jackson, a fake pass, and then over to Wilson. Then right side, Stockman looked at the 3, instead goes to the corner with Luque, back to Stockman, then up top with Wilson. He wanted a 3 at first, but keeps it in his pocket. Then to Stockman to his right, to Wilson, and then left side to Jackson. Luque now takes a position left corner. Picked up by Priest, gives to Jackson, then over to Wilson. It's been all around the perimeter so far for Hickman. Now they go inside. Luque makes space to the low block, but misses the layup on the right side. Rebound Priest of Rockbridge. They finally found an opening, Hickman did, but could not finish near the rim. Now here's Jones for the Bruins, up by 9 with 4.5 to go in the half. On the left wing, Jones crosses over Luque to the elbow, kicks out. McKim from the corner was open for 3, instead passed it up. Dribbles to the top, goes to Kritza to his left. Now Kritza looking for help. Gets it from Priest on the far wing. Now Priest cut off by Luque up top. He'll hand it off to Jones, who resets. Jones looking for the offensive set. He dribbles to the near wing, has a ball screen from Bruns, crosses over, and now one-handed pass over to Priest. Nice find, 3 on the way, and knocks it down. Will Priest with his second triple, and a big one at that. It gives Rockbridge their largest lead of 12, and then a foul called on the other end. Eli Jones trying to keep position on Wilson. He picks up his first. It'll be Hickman basketball on the side. Jackson takes a seat, and Elijah Tatum will return for Hickman. 3:54 left in the half. And Rockbridge up 20-8. Here's Hickman getting it into backcourt. Will Gruce back in as well. He makes the catch at the top of the arc, hands off to Luque on the right wing, drives inside, got to the elbow. Wild floater, missed it short. Rebound chased down by McKim of Rockbridge. They'll hand off with Jones in the backcourt. And now Jones asks for a clear out on the right side, then switches left, goes to Kritza, then back over to McKim. Inside to Kritza at the low block, lost the handle, and it's stolen away by Luque. Hickman the other way, right to left, 3:20 left in the half. Here's Wilson, spins around on McKim, gets inside, little 5-foot floater, missed it. Fight for the rebound, Gruce has it for Hickman, shot blocked by Bruns, and picked up by Priest of Rockbridge. Great defense again, down low from the Bruins. Jones in the backcourt, picked up by Wilson there. 3 minutes to go in the half. Rockbridge up 20-8. To the elbow to Priest. He tries a mid-range jumper, fading away. Missed it. Rebound, chased down, and knocked out of bounds. Last off Rockbridge. And Hickman will get it with 2:55 left. Timbrook and Davis check back in for Rockbridge, and Jackson back on the floor for Hickman. It'll be Hickman basketball as they inbound in the backcourt on the near side and in search of some kind of offensive rhythm, but that is tough to do against this Bruin defensive group. Wilson picks up a dribble in the backcourt, throws into the front court with Jackson. Inside to Gruce now. He kicks out to Luque on the right wing. He lost the handle, had to chase it down near the far sideline. Luque gives up top to Wilson, who calls out the offensive set. Wilson throws to his right over to Tatum. Then back to Wilson. On the left side, Jackson looked at the three. Instead goes to his right to Wilson again. Jackson left side, over to Bruce on the baseline. Bruce picked up the dribble, throws it up. May have been partially blocked by Bruns. And Rock Bridge has it back on the rebound. Another great defensive play from Bruns. Now Jones at the point for the Bruins. Dribbles to the right wing. Cross-court pass over to Davis. Saved it over to McKim on the left key. Then up top to Bruns. Now Jones will reset. Jim Scanlon barking out the offensive signals. Jones dribbles to the right wing, left side. McKim was open for three. Instead, he passed it up. And now Jones has it again. Picked up by Tatum. Under 2 to play in the half. Rockbridge up 12. Jones throws to the right side. McKim on the right wing, looking inside. Doesn't have an option. Goes back up top to Jones. Crossover dribble behind the back for Jones. Gives right side. McKim now tries the three. That one's short. Luque the rebound for Hickman. He races up the floor himself. Doesn't have the numbers, but drives inside and draws the foul near the elbow. Looked like Jones just wanted to wrap him up to make sure he didn't go anywhere. Actually, that was Davis who picked it up for Rockbridge, his first of the game. Seeing it light on fouls both sides. Nobody has two yet for either side. Donovan Paris checks back in for Rockbridge, and Leo Stockman back on for Hickman. 1:34 left in the half. Hickman inbounding baseline. They get it to Stockman up top, who then throws to the elbow with Luque. A long two on the way and hits it. Zion Luque with 6 points of Hickman's 10. They cut the lead to 10 with 80 seconds to go in the half. On the left side, here's Davis driving in. Nice bounce pass to Beckett Bruns, who lays it up on the left side and in. First points off the bench for Beckett Bruns. 22-10, Rockbridge leads. Here's Wilson, got the step on Davis, kicks out Zion Luque, catch and shoot corner three. That one too strong. Timbrook the rebound for Rockbridge. Throws it up the floor, Davis. One-on-one with Wilson, throws it up, no, but a foul. Quickly in the fast break, forced the issue and got free throws out of it. Wilson with his first foul for Hickman, and the first free throws of the game for Jordan Davis, the 6'1 sophomore guard, with 56.4 left on the clock in the second quarter. So two on the way from Theo Wilson. Puts it up and hits it. Or correction, not Theo Wilson, Jordan Davis for Rockbridge, beg your pardon. Hickman making a substitution. Elijah Tatum comes on. I think there was confusion as to who was off the floor for Hickman. It looked like Wilson came off. Officials just making sure, like, did you take the right person off, Cray Logan? And he says, yeah, I did. So it's Tatum, Luque, Jackson, Bruce, and Stockman out there for Hickman. Davis with his second free throw. He hits that one, goes 2 out of 2. Davis out there for Rockbridge along with McKim, Paris, Timbrook, and Bruns. 24-10, Rockbridge leads. 50 seconds left in the first half. Hickman basketball as Jackson runs the point. Off a ball screen left side, draws a double team, passes out of it to Luque on the right. Luque drives to the free throw line, spin around jumper from the mid-range, missed it strong. Rebound by Davis of Rockbridge as he picks up the dribble and gives to Paris, who runs the point. Half minute to go in the second quarter. Rockbridge may be holding for the final shot of the half here, up by 14. Here's Paris on the near wing, picked up by Bruce. 20 seconds left. Throws to his left over to Davis. He's picked up by Tatum in the man-to-man. Davis with a few dribbles, looking for space. Throws to his left over to McKim. Then over to Davis again. Timeout Rockbridge with 10.7 left on the clock. So they'll talk it over on this final possession, presumably, of the first half. And Rockbridge spending their first timeout of the contest. Both teams with 4 timeouts remaining. Hey, congrats to Hickman freshman forward London Stemmons, our KTGR Athlete Spotlight with MU Healthcare Sports Medicine. The MU Healthcare Walk-In Sports Medicine Injury Clinic sees all sports injuries and provides direct access to a sports medicine doctor. So 10.7 left. It looks like Rockbridge will inbound far side in the front court at around the 28-foot line and see what kind of action they can get into from that spot. Jim Scanlon, obviously excellent at drawing plays up. You don't spend 40-plus years at the same place without being pretty good at coaching. And that's what Jim Scanlon's done, over 900 wins in his illustrious career. So 10.7 left. Rockbridge up 24-10. looking for one more shot in the first half. They throw it into the backcourt with Paris, picked up in a double team, throws to his left to Timbrook, stopped at the perimeter, throws right side to Davis, left side, Paris tries a deep three and knocks it down! Donovan Paris right at the end hits a triple, and it's a 17-point advantage for the Bruins heading into the locker room. Wow, what a shot from Donovan Paris. An excellent first half from him. He has 7 points, and Rockbridge riding all the momentum as they head into the break up on their rival Hickman, 27-10. We'll give you first half stats and more in a few as we bring you along on our High School Hoops Game of the Week exclusively on KTGR YouTube and on Facebook. It's halftime here at Rock Bridge High School, and it is all Bruins right now as they lead it 27-10 here on our High School Hoops Game of the Week on KTGR YouTube and on Facebook. Andy Humphrey with you as the first half, the story of it was Rockbridge's stingy defense. That's obviously been the case all season long for the Bruins, averaging under 50 points per game to their opponents this season. And to hold Hickman to only 10 in that first half, not send them to the free throw line at all, pretty impressive stuff. Rockbridge They had a few issues getting into their offense also, tried to create it as much as they could from their defense. Ultimately, they did get some nice looks at the end of the half, and one of the biggest ones from Donovan Paris, about a 25-foot three from the left wing to end the half, and that gave him 7 points, which gives him a share for the scoring lead with his teammate Nick Timbrook, who did a lot of work at the free throw line in the first half. Both of those two Rockbridge starters with 7 points. 6 points from Will Priest, who hit a couple of triples in the first half. 3 points from Graham McKim, who came off the bench and hit from downtown. And then 2 points apiece from Jordan Davis and Beckett Bruns. Meanwhile, Zion Luque is the leading scorer for Hickman. He's got 6 points, but then 2 points apiece from Elijah Tatum and Leo Stockman, and that is all the scoring that Hickman has had so far. So they are searching for answers, trying to get offense going against a very strong defense that Rockbridge has been touting all season long. Over the last couple of games, Rockbridge has not allowed their opponents to even get to 40 points in a game, and they're on pace to do that once again here as they lead Hickman 27-10 at halftime. Hey, congrats to Hickman freshman forward London Stemmons, our KTGR Athlete Spotlight with MU Healthcare Sports Medicine. Most injuries occur within the first month or two of starting a new season. MU Healthcare's sports medicine experts recommend making sure you incorporate a ramp-up period before your season starts to help prepare your body and prevent injuries. We're a few minutes away from the second half getting underway. We'll bring it to you next. Keep it right here on YouTube and on Facebook as Rockbridge leads Hickman 27-10 on our High School Hoops Game of the Week, KTGR. Getting set for the second half here between Rockbridge and Hickman. It is Rockbridge in control right now, 27-10 on our High School Hoops Game of the Week, which is powered in part by I-70 Towing, Crutch's Custom Exteriors, Lee's Tire Company, and Midway Electric, as well as Columbia Public Schools partners, Manor Roofing, Hawthorne Bank, Shelter Insurance, Simmons Bank, Emory Sapp & Sons, Peak Sport and Spine, Boone Electric, and MFA Oil. Nobody in double figures yet. Rock Bridge's leading scorers, Donovan Paris and Nick Timbrook, both with 7. Zion Luque for Hickman has 6. Leading rebounder by far for either side was Bookie Kritza. He hasn't scored yet, but he's got 5 rebounds and is excellent with those hustle plays for Rock Bridge on both ends. And certainly with what Craig Logan is trying to figure out with his group is how they can consistently get some shots to fall, or really just to get some openings for shots. They've had some long stretched out possessions that have been due to the fact that Rockbridge just doesn't let you dribble drive all that much. You got to find some quick passes that can get you into your action and allow for some mismatches down low. But now Rockbridge trying to put the clamps down with their defense the rest of the way as they have a 27-10 lead. They've won so many games on just their defense alone, and they'll try to do it once more here as they start with the basketball in the second half. Teams have flipped ends. Rockbridge now moves from right to left. Here's Kritza handling on the left wing. Nick Timbrook up top to the right side. It's Jordan Davis open for 3. He leaves it short. Rebound tapped around, picked up by Theo Wilson of Hickman. So Rockbridge empty on their first possession of the second half. Now Cupies looking for offense themselves as they move from left to right. Wilson bounce passes to his left to Luque. Zion Luque gives up top to Theo Wilson. Now Wilson with the ball on his right hip, passes out of a double team over to Will Gruce on the right wing, who drives inside. Floater is strong off the backboard. Came off of Gruce's head and out of bounds. And it'll go back to Rockbridge. So the Cupies got to drive inside. They've also had issues finishing at the rim when they have gotten to those spots. Bruins enduring full court pressure coming across half court. Here is Paris, who crosses, gives to his left side. Priest was open for corner 3, instead passes it up, finds Kritza cutting down low, and he lays it in. Nice catch by Kritza as he broke inside. He has his first points, and Rockbridge extends the lead out to its largest it's been, to 19 points, under 7 to play in the third quarter. On the left side, here's Jackson for Hickman, gives to Wilson up top. Now he backs it out against Davis, has a ball screen from Gruce, comes off of it right side, gives into the corner with Tatum, who drives in on Kritza to the elbow, picked up the dribble, wants help, gives to Wilson, left corner. Now Gruce, left key, drove in on Timbrook, bounced out to Wilson again. Now he resets, and Priest picks him up. Wilson with the step on Priest, gets to the elbow, spins around, leaves it outside for Tatum, who drives right of the lane, kicks out Zion Luque, a corner 3. That's strong. Rebound by Tatum. He got fouled, trying to go back up with it. Not sure if they're going to count it as a shooting foul, though. The foul goes on Will Priest. That's his first. Nobody really in foul trouble. No one has picked up foul number 2 yet for either side in this game. Hickman to inbound, right baseline. Trailing by 19. Gruce resets up top. Wilson has to chase it down in the backcourt. 6:15 left in the third quarter. Wilson picked up by Davis. Has a ball screen from Luque left side. Doesn't take it. Now Luque repositions to the right wing. Wilson still dribbling up top. Comes off a screen from Gruce. Dribbles with the left. Gets downhill. Eye off the glass. No. Rebound by Davis of Rockbridge. Bruins come from right to left with Priest stopping at the perimeter. Behind the back dribble was lost. And now Jackson picks it up for Hickman. Jackson to his right goes to Luque. Got baseline. It was knocked away, but out of bounds. Last off of Paris for Rockbridge. 5:46 left in the third, and Hickman will inbound. 29-10, Rockbridge leads. Hickman with their first sub of the second half. On for the first time in the game is Chandler Perkins, the 6'3 sophomore guard. Inbound from Gruce goes up top to Tatum. Now he drives with the left hand on Davis, had it poked away. Kritza the steal. He comes the other way. He's fouled by Jackson. Rockbridge asking for the intentional foul. I don't think they're going to give it. It's on Jackson. That's his first. Kritza seemed to have a clear lane the other way if Jackson didn't foul him, but they don't call the intentional foul there. So Kritza will get it in on the inbound to Paris on this near wing. Jackson guarding him, bounces over to Timbrook, driving right of the lane, got downhill. Layup is missed short. Rebound by Jackson of Hickman as he races the other way for the QPs. Stopped at the elbow and then fouled as he got knocked to the ground there by Paris. And now Paris is the first player in this game to pick up his second foul. Actually, that's his third. I beg your pardon. I miscounted. Third foul for Donovan Paris, and he'll take a seat. Eli Jones takes his spot for Rock Bridge. 5:25 left in the third. Rock Bridge up 19. Hickman ball on the left baseline. Bruce triggers it up top on the inbound to Jackson. Picked up by Jones. Now Luque takes it at the point. Luque dribbles to the right wing. Comes off a screen from Perkins. High off the glass and in. Zion Luque up to 8 points now. Those are the first points of the half for Hickman. They trail 29-12. Approaching 5 minutes to go, third quarter. On the right side, Jordan Davis still not across yet of the Bruins. Now they get there with Jones. On this near wing, guarded by Jackson. Jones comes with the left-handed dribble. Got baseline on Jackson. Passes to the right corner to Priest. Now to Davis. He tries a three. That's short. Kritza, the offensive rebound for Rockbridge. Gives it up top to Priest as they keep it alive. Priest has help from Jones between the circles. Jones picked up by Tatum. On the elbow now it's Kritza. One dribble, then throws left corner to Jones, who then dribbles up the perimeter to the right side. Davis now. Jordan Davis backs it out on Perkins. Tried to spin around on him, throws to his right side. Priest in the right wing. Priest now up top to Timbrook, who looks to his right. Davis comes off a screen to the elbow, goes downhill to Kritza, driving baseline, kicks out, three on the way from Priest, and hits it! His third three on the night, 9 points for Will Priest, and is a 32-12 lead for Rockbridge. 4 minutes gone and 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Jackson to the free throw line, backs out with Davis guarding him. Up top, here's Luque, guarded by Kritza. Luque still dribbling with it, crosses over, left hand, spins at the elbow, gives left side to Gruce. Got baseline, Gruce off the window and in. Good footwork there from Gruce to get past his defender. Those are the first points of the game for Gruce. 3:35 left in the third quarter, 32-14, Rockbridge leads. On the left side, Kritza found Timbrook at the baseline. Timbrook blocked away by Luque. And Tatum with the rebound for Hickman as they race the other way with numbers. On the left side, Chandler Perkins faked the three. Drives inside to the lane, spins around. Will Gruce a corner three now. That's short. Rebound Timbrook of Rockbridge. Races the other way. Beats Luque down the floor, but Luque chase down block. Kritza there to clean it up and put it in. Luque Kritza with a good follow on the offensive glass after the block by Luque. Back to a 20-point lead for Rockbridge. Jackson draws a double team in the backcourt, gives to Luque off the foot of Kritza and a kickball called. Hickman now brings three subs on. Theo Wilson, Leo Stockman, and Hank Holliger will come on the floor for the Cupies. Perkins and I think they only have four guys on the floor, actually. Too many guys came off for Hickman. Tatum is going to stay on. He thought he had to come off. Wilson catches the inbound in the backcourt for the Cupies. Under 3 to play. He draws a double team right as he crosses. Passes out to Tatum on the low block to Stockman. Threw it out to Holliger, who lost the handle. Had to save it along the left corner. Gives it back out to Wilson. 2:40 left in the third. Wilson driving right side. Cut off by Davis. Now he switches to the left. Throws to Perkins. A foul first, though. So it looks like Davis hacked him. Jordan Davis with his second for Rockbridge. 2:34 left in the third. Hickman inbounding on this near sideline. Give it into Wilson. 20-point lead still for Rockbridge. Rockbridge trying to double team the ball handler any chance they get. Holliger draws it left wing. Passes down low to Tatum. Backs down Priest and lays it in with the left hand. Elijah Tatum up to 4 points. 2:17 left in the third. 34-16 Rockbridge. The pass by Priest stolen by Wilson. Thought about the three, throws to his left with Perkins, who drives inside. Perkins off the window, no, but a foul. And Hickman trying to cut into the lead a little bit more off the foul there by Will Priest, I believe. No, they'll give it to Eli Jones. That's his second. And these will be the first free throws of the game for Hickman, taken by Chandler Perkins. But first, timeout by Rockbridge as they'll talk things over calling their second timeout of the game with 2:08 left in the third quarter. 34-16, Rockbridge has the lead. High School Hoops on KTGR is powered in part by Billiards on Broadway, Brian Ware Plumbing, The Courtyard by Marriott, Hearing Aid Consultants, and Columbia Public Schools partners, Crockett Engineering, Shakespeare's Pizza, Columbia Orthopedic Group, PW Architects, Missouri Eye Consultants, Subway, and Stevens College. Again, Rockbridge trying to extend a 3-game win streak as it stands now, improved to 18-5. Hickman is kind of floating around the 500 mark. They're at 500 now at 11-11. They would lose back-to-back games if they're unable to come back here. Of course, district implications on the line, too, for both of these squads. Conference implications as well. Hickman is 2-1 in conference. Rockbridge is 4-1. Hickman to the free throw line for the very first time tonight. 2:08 left in the third, and they're shooting their first free throws. They come from Chandler Perkins, the 6'3 sophomore. Wide stance at the free throw line, puts the first one up, and it's short. Beckett Bruns will check in for Rockbridge, 6'7 freshman. And Nick Timbrook gets a seat for the Bruins. He logs a lot of minutes out there, but they like the fact that Bruns can give him a spell every once in a while. Now Perkins with his second is on the way, and it's in. So Perkins is on the score sheet. He'll get a seat, and Naden Chowdhury comes on for the first time for Hickman, the 5'10 junior guard. 34-17, Rockbridge leads. They break the press quickly from right to left. Jones got downhill. Now he backs it out and asks for space up top. Picked up by Wilson. Jones cut off by Wilson. Between the legs dribble a few times. Switches to the left hand. Now backs it out still. 1:47 left in the third quarter. Rockbridge up 17. Jones still dribbling up top against Wilson. Those two still dancing around the far wing. Now he gets a step on him. Downhill. Floater in the lane. Made it. Eli Jones waited out his opponent. Found the opening on the left side, and he gets his first basket. 19-point lead again for the Bruins. Wilson draws a double team up top. Throws to Chowdhury on the left. Now back to Wilson to the elbow with Tatum. Now Chowdhury left wing. Along the perimeter, they find Stockman for three left side. He misses. Rebound by Kritza of Rockbridge. 1:09 left in the third quarter. Bruins up 19. On the right wing, Graham McKim checked in again for the Bruins. He throws to Kritza on the left side. Kritza now gives to Jones up top as the Bruins keep things high near the backcourt. Davis also near there with Jones as he now is dribbling against Stockman. Got the step on him, throws out to Davis, who's picked up by Holliger. 45 seconds left in the quarter. On the right side, Jones now. Jones throws to the right corner. McKim. Now McKim goes back to Jones. Jones draws a double team, passes out of it to McKim again on the right wing. Tatum guarding him. Back to Jones, who splits the double team, drives downhill, lost the handle, but tipped it to Kritza, who then lays it in on the left side. Kritza with 6 points all in this quarter. 20 seconds left in the third. Here's Hickman left to right. Chowdhury passes to his left over to Holliger. Now to Wilson. Back to Holliger up top. Wilson left side into the left corner. Stockman open for three. That's short. Kritza the rebound for Rockbridge. 7 seconds left. Jones up the floor to Bruns. Left side Davis puts it up. It's partially blocked by Tatum. Followed up by McKim, and he's fouled with .6 on the clock. So a good follow by McKim, and he gets free throws out of it right at the end of the period to try and extend the Rockbridge lead. Foul goes on Leo Stockman, his second for Hickman. Now the free throw is coming for Graham McKim. He had a three earlier in the game. His first one on the way, and he knocks it down. So now Rockbridge with one more with .6 on the clock. McKim takes his time, puts it up, and misses. Rebound tipped, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 39-17. Rockbridge leads Hickman with 1 quarter left in this Columbia rivalry game. We'll bring you the fourth quarter next on our High School Hoops Game of the Week on KTGR. Back here at Rock Bridge High School, fourth quarter about to begin. Rock Bridge in complete command of this rivalry game, leading Hickman 39-17 on our high school hoops game of the week on KTGR. And another congratulations to Hickman freshman forward London Stemmons, our KTGR Athlete Spotlight with MU Healthcare Sports Medicine. MU Healthcare offers return-to-sport treatment plans that are personalized to each athlete, tailored by age, sport, and injured area. Hickman basketball to start the fourth quarter. Lots of work to do and not a lot of time to do it if they want to try and get a rivalry win tonight. Naden Chowdhury at the top, gives to Gruce in the right elbow, then right side over to Hauger. His pass deflected and stolen. Jones with the deflection, and McKim picked it up for Rockbridge. Their defense has been suffocating tonight. Now Jones dribbles inside, left it at the low block for Bruns, who lays it in. He's made a factor down low off the bench. 4 points from him. 41-17, Rockbridge leads. Then another steal. McKim knocked it away from Gruce. Davis throws it up the floor to Jones, draws the foul, puts it up and in. Took the bump, but kept his balance, and he knocked it home for a traditional three-point play as he heads to the line. First foul on Elijah Tatum for Hickman. So Jones, who has scored 4 points in this second half so far, will try to make it 5, and a timeout called by Rockbridge after they make it a 43-17 lead over Hickman with 7:24 left in the contest. And this one certainly looking the Bruins' way, which means if they do hold on, it'll be 18-5 with a 4-game winning streak as they head into their next contest on Friday night against Lincoln College Prep. Then next week they'll have 2 more conference games left. We'll have the final of that next Friday night as Rockbridge hosts their Jefferson City rival, Helias, here at Rockbridge High School. So that'll be next Friday night. This Friday night we'll bring you Hickman's next game. They'll finish out their Columbia 3-step, if you will, taking on the Battle Spartans. That'll be a girls-boys doubleheader on Friday night, and we will bring you both games. Girls game first at 6 o'clock, and then the boys game at 7:30. Coverage will begin at 5:45 on the KTGR airwaves. That's where you'll be able to hear it coming up this Friday evening. So 7:24 left. Rockbridge up 43-17. Eli Jones to the free throw line, looking to complete the three-point play. If he does, he'll make it a 27-point lead for Rockbridge. Puts up the shot and misses. Rebound Zion Luque for Hickman. Kewpies moving left to right, down by 26. Up top, here's Naden Chowdhury. Dribbles at the top of a zone look defensively for Rockbridge now. Here's Jackson on the right wing to Chowdhury, and then left side to Luque. Drives baseline, spins around, back to Chowdhury up top. Approaching 7 minutes to go in the game. Here's Gruce at the top of the arc. Gruce, left side, catch and shoot 3 for Zion Luque. Missed it. Rebound by Jones of Rockbridge. He dribbles away from traffic and now collects. Guarded by Jackson, now races into the front court. Jones throws to the top of the arc with Bruns, the big 6'7" center. Looking for an option, gives right side to Jones, drives baseline, mid-range jumper on the way, missed it strong. Rebound by Kritza as he tried to save it along the baseline but couldn't. So he's out of bounds and it goes back to Hickman. Noah Rose checks in for the first time for Hickman, the 6'2" junior guard. So it's Rose, Jackson, Tatum, Gruce, and Luque out there for the Kewpies. Jackson passes through the double team to Gruce, drives in from the top, but lost the handle. Davis, the steal for Rockbridge, up the floor to Jones, lays it up and in with the right hand. Eli Jones, 6 points from him, all in the second half. 45-17, Rockbridge leads Hickman, approaching 6 minutes to go. A pass to the elbow to Jackson, again, gives left side to Rose, then to Gruce inside the left corner. Kicks out, Jackson tries the 3, too strong. Bruns fights for the rebound for Rockbridge, rustles it away from 2 Hickman defenders. Now up the floor come the Bruins right to left. Here's Davis walks the perimeter against Jackson. Comes off a ball screen right side, picked up by Gruce now, throws to his left, Kritza. Now McKim on the left wing. McKim up top over to Bruns. Now he gives to his right. It's Davis now. Davis, bounce pass inside to Bruns. Nice kick out. 3 on the way from McKim, an air ball. Rebound by Jackson as it gives up the floor. And he threw it to nobody in particular, and Kritza there for the steal for Rockbridge. Then his pass deflected by Jackson and stolen by Tatum. Hickman has it back. Tatum fouled in transition. I believe that's Kritza who will pick up his first for Rockbridge. 5:21 left in the game. Rockbridge up by 18. Both teams make substitutions. Leo Stockman and Chandler Perkins return for Hickman, and Nick Timbrook back on the floor for Rockbridge. Hickman basketball, trailing by 28. Jackson between the legs dribble on the Bruin logo at midcourt. Dribbles to the near wing. Passes out of it to Perkins. Breaks a double team up top. Throws outside to Rose, left corner. He's cut off by McKim. Picks up the dribble. Gives to the baseline. Now Jackson, who throws it up top to Perkins. Right side, catch and shoot 3 from Stockman. No. Rebound by Jones of Rockbridge. Under 5 to play. Rockbridge up 45-17. Dribbles to this near wing, guarded by Rose. Jones now dribbles to the far wing. Rose still guarding him closely. Jones bounces inside to Bruns, spins around after the catch and lays it in. Spun around from Jackson on the mismatch there, and Bruns has 6 points off the bench. It's a 30-point lead for Rockbridge. 4.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Left side, catch and shoot 3 from Rose, too strong. Offensive rebound by Perkins, puts it up and in with the right hand. So that cuts it down to a 28-point lead again, 4:15 left. Davis up the floor to McKim, still in the backcourt. Now Davis across the timeline. Davis guarded by Jackson. Gives to his left over to Jones. Perkins guarding him closely. Now Jones dribbles to the right perimeter. Left side to Davis. Pass deflected, but it got its way over to McKim. He passes inside to Timbrook. Makes space down low on Jackson and lays it in with the left. Timbrook hadn't scored yet in the second half until that basket. He's got 9 points. Under 4 minutes to play. It's a 30-point lead again for Rockbridge. Jackson, left side over to Stockman, then back to Jackson up top. Jackson cut off by Davis. Gives to his right. Zion Luque open, but he passes right side to Rose, who then throws up a strong 3, but an offensive foul and put back by Stockman. I believe he got fouled. The basket does count, and Stockman will head to the free throw line. McKim with his first foul for Rockbridge. So Stockman up to 4 points. Eli Jones and Graham McKim come off the floor to nice ovations from the Bruin faithful. Donovan Paris and Will Priest back on for Rockbridge. Meanwhile, free throw coming from Stockman, and he completes the three-point play. 3:24 left in the game, 49-22, Rockbridge leads. Press in the backcourt by the Cupies. Timbrook and Davis are back there playing catch. Davis gives to Timbrook across now. Timbrook left wing over to Bruns, who then resets with Paris on the near side. Then back to Davis on the far wing. Davis, long bounce pass taken away by Jackson. Cupies with numbers the other way. Jackson throws to Rose at the low block. Rose trying to make space. Blocked by Bruns. Another chance for Rose. Throws it left side. No, but a foul called. He'll get free throws now. Foul going on Paris, and that's number 4 on him. He's had to sit on the bench with foul trouble quite a bit in this game, but has made an impact when he has been out there. 7 points, including a deep 3 at the very end of the half to give Rockbridge a 17-point advantage at halftime. They've built upon that since then as Rose hits the free throw, coming off the bench, gets on the score sheet. Second one from Rose is up and in. So goes 2 out of 2. Still a 25-point lead for Rockbridge, under 3 to play. On the right side, Beckett Bruns. Left side to Paris, then to the corner with Priest. To Paris again, and now Davis up top. Davis guarded by Stockman. Now gives to Paris to his left. Paris now back to Davis. Davis had it knocked away initially. Stockman there with the defense. Davis to one knee, passes out of it. Timeout, Rockbridge. As Jim Scanlon wanted to save his ball handler there from a turnover. So they'll take another timeout. 2:37 left. Rockbridge well on their way to capturing their 18th victory on the season, leading 49-24 on their rival Hickman. They'll also make it 4 consecutive regular season wins against the Cupies in this all-time series. It goes back a long way. The records that we have from Misha date back to 2008, and that has Rockbridge leading this head-to-head series 23-8 since 2008. They've obviously been playing a lot longer since then, or past that point, should say. But recent history has meant these two being pretty back and forth. They have split each of the last 8 meetings head-to-head, but this one decidedly in Rockbridge's favor tonight. As the Bruins inbound on the far side, they get it into Bruns. Now Priest, high on the far side, dribbles past Stockman, then past outside, deflected away by Hickman, out of bounds on the far sideline. 2:28 left in the fourth quarter. Bookie Kritza will check back in, and Will Priest gets a seat. So Kritza will inbound for the Bruins. Right in front of his own bench. Gets it into Paris. It's picked up by Perkins. Paris dribbling away from Perkins, throws to his left over to Davis, who's guarded by Jackson for Hickman. Davis has the step on him, gets to the elbow. They're just trying to play keep away, though, as he throws right side to Kritza. Now to Paris again. Paris with a jab step on Perkins, then backs it out over to Davis left side. Davis starts the dribble, throws over to Paris again. As we're at 2 minutes to go in the game, Rockbridge with the ball up by 25. And Davis gets whacked from behind by Jackson as he got past him on the dribble. Jackson picks up foul number 2. It's only the second team foul on the Cupies. 3 team fouls in this quarter for Rockbridge. Kritza inbounding near side. Still holding, still looking. Passes into the backcourt with Davis. Davis crosses over Perkins and now gives to Kritza, hands off with Paris, and they'll weave along the perimeter. Davis, nice pass to Paris, found along the perimeter Kritza, and he gets fouled going up with it. Kritza will head to the free throw line with 1:44 left. Zion Luque picks up his second for Hickman. Now Kritza with his first 2 chances at the free throw line. He's got 6 points and now 7 as he hits the first free throw. Now with 1:44 left, both teams make substitutions. Nathan Chowdhury back on the floor for Hickman. And Nick Timbrook came back on for Rockbridge. Kritza with one more. He misses this one. Offensive rebound by Paris as the Bruins keep it. Davis has it on the far side. Davis weaves through traffic with 1:35 left in the game. Rockbridge up by 26. Timbrook now driving from the right wing. Had his shot blocked. Perkins the rebound for Hickman. Dribbling on this near side. Perkins gives over to the left side now. Rose drives in. Rose shot blocked away by Bruns. And Kritza keeps it with 1:20 left in the game. Paris, and now a timeout called as Rockbridge just wants to get some subs in. They'll have a full line change as they bring in 5 new players. Jax Porter, Matt Sullivan, Max Minutes, Owen Arnold, and Otto Smith all on the floor for the Bruins. Here's Porter, who will run the point. Jax Porter with 70 seconds left gives up the floor. This is Sullivan who makes the catch. Now Sullivan stopped on the right side. Gives to Porter up top, picked up by Rose. Now Porter looking inside, still dribbling with it on this near wing. Porter to his right goes to Max Minutes. Then to the right side, Sullivan. Up top here is Smith. Smith comes off of a screen. Otto Smith to Minix back up top. Now over to Jax Porter, right wing. 43 seconds left. Porter trying to make space. Goes to his right. And Minix, who was falling out of bounds, threw it away. Hickman into the game for them is Gavin Hinson. He had the steal. On the other end, Perkins, his shot may have been partially blocked going up with it. Rebound goes to Smith of Rockbridge. Throws up the floor to Sullivan. 24 seconds left. Sullivan double teamed. Gives to Jax Porter. who then dribbles to the far wing. Porter trying to dribble away from traffic. Gives right side. Matt Sullivan tries a three and hits it. Matt Sullivan with a triple. And the Rockbridge Bruins love that one. 4 seconds left. Here's Perkins, spins around at the elbow, turns around. Shot is short at the buzzer. Rockbridge captures a 53-24 victory over their crosstown rival Hickman. Big one for the Bruins. They improved to 18-5. They have a 4-game win streak. Cupies fall to 11-12. We'll get back to wrap it up next here on our High School Hoops Game of the Week, KTGR. Bruins get a 53-24 rivalry win over Hickman tonight. Andy Humphrey with you on our High School Hoops Game of the Week, and it was very balanced scoring in what was a defensive type of game. Certainly felt that way for Hickman as they were held to just 24 points on the night. The Rockbridge defense holding them under 25. It's the third straight game that they've held their opponent under 40. And their defense was the main reason why they got to a victory this evening. Bruins are 18-5. Hickman falls to 11-12. And nobody got into double-figure scoring for either side. Leading scorers in the game were Will Priest and Nick Timbrook, who both had 9 points for Rockbridge, 7 points apiece for Bookie Kritza and Donovan Paris, 6 points apiece for Eli Jones and Beckett Bruns, 4 points from Graham McKim, 3 points from Matt Sullivan at the very end in garbage time, getting a 3, and then 2 points from Jordan Davis for Rockbridge. On the Hickman side, Zion Luque led them with 8 points, 5 points from Leo Stockman, 4 points from Elijah Tatum, 3 points from Chandler Perkins, and 2 points apiece from Noah Rose and Will Gruce. So even though nobody got into double figures, still seemed like a very complete effort from Rockbridge on the night as they rode their defense on the way to a 53-24 victory. Again, Rockbridge will go on the road to face Lincoln College Prep on Friday night for their next contest. Hickman will have their third straight Columbia opponent in their last 3 games. They'll take on the Battle Spartans this Friday, and that'll be a girls-boys doubleheader on Friday night. We'll bring both of those games to you on our KTGR airwaves, all 3 of our frequencies, as well as on the KTGR app. Coverage will begin at 5:45. Girls game tips off at 6 o'clock. Boys game tipping off roughly at around 7:30. Hope you join us for both of those as we get towards the end of the high school hoops regular season. Only a couple of weeks left in it. We'll see how the next few weeks play out. But here, Rockbridge in complete command tonight. The defense won the day for the Bruins as they win over their rival Hickman 53-24. And we appreciate you for joining us on our exclusive broadcast on KTGR's YouTube and Facebook pages. Maybe we'll do this again. We'll see. But we appreciate you joining us for it. And take care as you stay safe through the rest of this week. We hope you join us for Friday night's broadcast on KTGR regular, 5:45, Battle and Hickman, girls-boys doubleheader. Don't miss it on our High School Hoops Game of the Week on KTGR. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.